We're going to start with the nation. Governors ask Supreme Court to halt CBN's Naira swap deadline. Katsina, Buhari seeks 2 million votes for Tinubu. 3,500 killed in Turkey and Syria earthquakes. Emefiele's Naira design, dance, and general election. Trial of Ekweremadu wife-child doctor begins. And why NLC opted for consensus to pick leader. All right.
Okay, I'll start. So our president, Muhammadu Buhari, yesterday was in Katsina with, for the APC rally. The presidential candidate was there as well. And as he addressed APC supporters and, everyone that was there, he said that he's expecting 2 million votes for the presidential candidate, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and his running mate, Senator Kashim Shettima from Katsina State. He also, Tinubu also vowed to defeat terror in the Northwest. Katsina just recently also went through, just very recently had some deaths that occurred, and the presidential candidate was commiserated with them and also saluted them for their courage, for them to even attend this rally in spite of the tragedy that they had just expressed, and that when he becomes president, he will make sure that this banditry is the thing of the past. They said the rally even moved from being a rally into a prayer session against banditry. The governor of Katsina State also mentioned that the presidential candidate had donated 100 million to victims of banditry. The president, our president, that's Muhammadu Buhari, was saying that we should vote for Asiwaju Ahmed Tinubu because he understands, he would continue on the legacy that he has started.
Fantastic. Okay.
So I wanted to take Ekweremadu's story. Right. Is that the one you wanted to take?
No.
Okay. His trial has started. Him, his wife, his daughter Sonia, and the doctor Obinna Obeta. And they are accused of conspiring to exploit a man for his organs. The victim went to the police to. He's supposed to be a 21-year-old trader, and it's illegal to collect money for organs. You have to donate it, and it's free. So the accuser hasn't been named, but they could face life imprisonment.
Oh, my Lord.
If they are convicted, yeah.
Jesus
oh, my
Christ.
goodness.
Can you imagine?
Christ, so painful. The major headline. So 3 governors, Governor Nasser El-Rufai of Kaduna, Yahaya Bello of Kogi, and Bello Matawale of Zamfara have taken the CBN and the federal government to court. They are trying to halt the they are trying to increase the extension of, this new redesigned notes so that we will have more time, Nigerians will have more time to be able to exchange the old notes for the new ones. So the order was handed down on Monday by Justice E. Enenche, following the application. Also, I think 14 political parties are against these 3 governors, saying that there must not be any form of extension or else they will boycott the 25th February elections if that happens. And a few days, I think about 4 days before this time, some governors elected by the APC had gone to see the president to, talk about their plight and what Nigerians are going through with the redesigned new notes. And the president promised that they should give him about 7 days to sort out the issue, which, of course, was not pleasing to them, and they had to drag him to court. And, some governors were complaining that in their states, they had no, I think the Yobe state governor complained massively. In their states, a lot of them do not even have bank accounts. There are no banks in some of the areas, and it's a major struggle to get this cash. But I remember that the CBN has said that there is no deadline for submitting the old Naira note. So as long as you have the old Naira note, you can just take it to the bank to sort out. And now that everybody's clamoring that it will not be fair. Yes, to submit the old Naira note.
They said 10, they would extend it to 17.
No, there's no deadline. I read it in the papers. That was last week. There's no deadline to submit the old Naira notes. Just keep bringing it into the bank. But
can't
there's
spend it
deadline for, yes, you can't spend it anymore. So, but as long as you keep, after 10, you can't spend it anymore. But you can keep.
Okay.
So that gives people in the rural area time to find their way into the banking sector to deposit that amount of money. If they can only sort out the internet issues with the networks so that those people who have cards can use it.
Okay, we have to rush. I was going to take a story in Nation. The Nigerian Labour Congress have opted to go with the consensus presidency for their union. According to the report, Ayuba Iwaba is expected to complete his tenure today at their meeting, and they'll be having his deputy, Joe Ajero, should take over. According to the report, they decided to agree on a consensus over the last 6 months because they don't want what happened back in 2015, where the ULC, that's the United Labour Congress, came out of the Labour Congress as a faction, and they had with them Pengerton, Nupeng, and a bunch of TUC, a whole bunch of other affiliates who became a faction to work against the objective of the NLC. So they don't know what happened in 2015 to happen again. So they've all agreed on the consensus. So Ajero will be taking over from NLC today at their meeting. Let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we continue with our review. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Thanks for staying with us. Moving on now to The Punch. New Naira. Governors' parties begin legal battle over CBN deadline. Picture story here. World mourns as earthquake kills over 2,700 in Turkey and Syria. Man arraigned for burning wife, brother-in-law to death. Thugs disrupt Rivers APC rally and destroy vehicles. 613 billion naira sukuk loan spent on roads, says federal government. Lawan Supreme Court victory, daylight robbery, says Machina camp. Court stops Lagos International Airport concession. We'll hunt down 16 Nigerian killers in Burkina Faso, says Buhari. And Otom Sean's article campaign, IU slams governor. All right, let me start with the picture story. Really, really painful news coming in from Syria and Turkey. So far, about 2,700 people, although other papers have 4,500, others have over 3,000. The numbers will keep changing. A 7.8 magnitude quake pulled down lots of buildings and apartment blocks in Turkish cities and caused millions to lose their homes. Many have been displaced in Syria also. And after it happened early hours on Monday, in the afternoon, another 7.5 magnitude earthquake also followed. And that made it worse, even for rescue workers who are trying to rescue those that were under the rubble in the morning. It was quite a painful development, and many were shaken, by this tremor. So far, rescue mission is still ongoing. U.S., many other countries have started sending aid to assist those in Turkey. Nigerians have businesses there. A lot of Nigerians are doing business in Turkey. We're really worried about the number of Nigerians who are also there. We've got a few news of 1 or 2 people who died. I think a football player in that area also died. But reports are still going. It's a really, really sad development. But our hearts go out to this is the worst earthquake in this century, according to the reports. And it's quite painful to know that lots of people are still caught under the rubble, and they're still trying. Rescue mission is on, and they're trying. And it happened in the city. It wasn't like in the outskirts where you're still thinking maybe less people are living there. You have a whole melting pot of lots of people there, and it's really, really painful. Our hearts go out to the family and the entire world on this time. It's a really painful situation, and especially many who are affected by the deaths of these people. May their souls rest in peace.
Amen. Amen.
Yeah, so I was going to take the story of the thugs that disrupted the APC rally in Rivers. Apparently, they happened in Umunachi, am I right?
Umunachi, yes.
Umunachi community, and they left everyone camping for safety. The APC chairman in the area had said the attack was to scare the APC members. He said they came with Hilux around 5:25 a.m. with Hilux vans and 2 government police with them, the government's stickers on them, and they shot sporadically, and they destroyed his own car beyond belief. 2 generators were vandalized. So was their tactical team vehicle, and the police that were with them didn't stop. They said, and when they questioned the police, but didn't you see that they had the sticker,
Right.
the insignia, the government insignia. So they couldn't attack their own people now.
Right.
So, but the PDP have said it's not them. Don't even think that this is an abomination for you to even think.
Think it is
And
us.
they are the ones.
All right, another story in Punch.
Yes, so on Sunday at a news conference in Abuja, the Jamiyatu Ansaruddin Atijaniya of Nigeria revealed that 16 of its members were shot dead by Burkinabe soldiers on patrol on their way to visit the home country of their leader, Sheikh Islam Ibrahim Niasse in Senegal. They said that these people were randomly selected and then cold-bloodedly shot to death in the most horrendous display of bestiality. The Burkinabe soldiers had seen them, stopped their vehicle, and then shot at them. Our president has responded through his senior special assistant on media and publicity. He says that he received the tragic news of the murder of a number of Nigerian Muslim pilgrims, and they were being conveyed to Senegal via bus. And sends his condolences, pray for the safety of other Nigerians that are stranded there, and said the Nigerian government will make every effort to secure the mortal remains of the deceased and survivors of the attack. The heading had said, we'll hunt down 16 Nigerian killers in Burkina Faso. I didn't see that in this report. He may have said that, but I didn't see that in this report. So I'm thinking that this will mean diplomatic conversations with Burkina Faso to make sure that they find the killers of these Nigerians.
Okay, another story.
Okay, yeah, so the Federal High Court sitting in Lagos on Monday ordered the further action on the federal government's planned concession of the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Lagos, and cargo terminals to be stayed, pending the hearing and determination of a suit filed by CIFAX Group of Companies Limited challenging the bidding process. So CIFAX had filed this suit against the Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, the federal government's Minister of Aviation, Hadi Sirika, NACO Aviance PLC, Infrastructure Concession Regulatory Commission, TAV Airports Holding Company, and GMR Airports Limited as the first to seventh defendant. Then, according to CIFAX, they said that they claim that they were one of the 13 firms that submitted a bid for the contract after the third defendant issued a formal request for qualification, stating that no applicant is expected to bid twice for any of the specific assets under any guise or form, only for them to realize that the 6th and the 7th defendants they had claimed that they were not the same company, but they realized that they were actually the same company. They had to do an internet research and revealed that position. It said Airports de Paris, that's the firm, owned 49% and 46% shares in the 6th and the 7th defendant, respectively. So that means there's a lie somewhere in there till the court sorts it out. Daily
Sun, Naira crisis worsens. FG awards over 85 billion Naira census contract to tech giant Zynox Technology. We just took that story. APC announces indefinite postponement of campaign rally in Oyo. INEC beefs up security for sensitive materials. NIPC unveils master plan to boost FDIs. Alleged money laundering court frees ex-governor Okorocha. FG raises 742.5 billion Naira sukuk funds for road projects. And Buhari condemns killings of Nigerians in Burkina Faso, urges investigation. Okay, which story are we taking in, Sun?
Okay, INEC has revealed that it has beefed up security at the state and local government offices where sensitive materials for the general elections will be kept 1 week to the poll. And he also disclosed that no fewer than 1,265,227 ad hoc staff, comprising of presiding officers, assistants, and so many more will be deployed for this exercise. This was said by the National Commissioner and Chairman Information and Voter Education Committee, Mr. Festus Okoye. So there's something I'm a bit concerned about because he mentions that the sensitive materials will get to these places at least a week before the elections. I mean, I know they're talking about beefing up security, but given the fact that these places have been targeted and attacked, shouldn't we have kept how soon when these things will be getting to these offices? I thought that should have been kept a secret.
All right, so the ex-governor of Imo State, Governor Ekweremadu, yesterday, the Federal High Court in Abuja has struck out the 17-count money laundering charges filed against the former governor of Imo State. And this was mainly because the Justice Inyang Ekwo was saying that their EFCC were asked, in fact, no, the Minister of Justice had asked for them to bring over the case file to them, which was backed by the law. And because they refused to do that, he struck out the entire case. That was pretty much a summary of what happened.
Technicalities.
Technicalities. So that's what we always say, that EFCC always has this media trial. Yes, you arrested somebody for money laundering charges, you have a case, but when you don't follow the law, when you don't follow, the other lawyers have the technicalities to throw off the case, and that's exactly what happened here.
Yeah. So a little good news, not a little bit, good news. So the federal government, through the National Population Commission, has signed a landmark deal with Nigeria's leading integrated technology brand Xenox for the supply of the tech components and other accessories for 2023 National Census Project. So they said they had to select them from a range of other international and local companies, and Xenox won this particular contract. Xenox is an indigenous company from Nigeria, and in 2006 to 2010, they had, found a way to help rescue Nigerians when our voters' accreditation was, sort of misbehaving. The companies the federal government had, gotten, international companies could not deliver on time, and Xenox came in and, bailed us out. And so they have gotten this contract now because they have won, and it's a huge one. At least we're looking inwards to award ourselves.
All right, we have to run down. Let's Vanguard. I know there was a story on Katsina. Somebody has the Katsina killing. That's another really sad story. Death toll rises to 100. More residents are still missing. And 4.6 million girls at risk of FGM by 2030. Rescuers work through the night for Turkey's rescue mission. And YK had a human interest story in Nation, which we have to take. Okay. Which story you want to take?
We're going to take...
Which one do you want to take?
Take the one you
take.
Katsina?
The footballer, the Nigerian footballer that died in Spain.
Okay, what's
slumped.
Okay.
He slumped. He had a series of seizures, and they tried to revive him, but he died. He died on the field. So I just want to... Yeah, very sad story.
Young man.
20.
I was going to take the human interest story in Punch, actually. So Mrs. Uche Walaka, she actually was a witness to the murder that happened by a Mr. Ogudoro, that's Benjamin Ogudoro, who burnt his wife and her brother alive to their death. They had just arrived from Spain, and was it Spain or which country? It was Ireland. They had arrived from Ireland, and he burnt them to death. The case is in court.
Scotland.
Scotland.
Okay.
The case is in court, and she was saying that her own mother right now is dead because as a result of the shock that happened from her daughter and her son's death. They came from Scotland.
Kids, yeah.
2 children, but she's dead already, and she's pleading for justice. And she was in court, and and the prosecution was there asking her questions because the man killed his wife Chinyere Ogunduro and her brother Ifeanyi. This was really, it's really happened. This happened in Amodofin, Lagos State. Really painful story, and hoping that justice can be served.
She left her 4 children.
How would he?
She had 4 kids.
And he pleaded not guilty. I don't know what.
He pleaded not. I don't even.
But thankfully, Ifeanyi, before he died, was able to talk to his sister about what happened. So we have evidence, we have reason of what happened, and then hopefully this man can be prosecuted and sent to prison for life. That is all we can take on today's story. When we come back, we start with our conversation on Turkey. Most especially, we'd like to hear from people who have businesses in Turkey, family, friends, loved ones there. It's good to know if you've heard from them, if they're okay, or what's happening. Stay with us, we'll be right back.